Hello everybody, and welcome to a new type of video that I'm doing here on the Failure Squad channel. It's a bit different than like the 5 other videos I've uploaded, which are just gameplay videos of course. But you know, it's late at night, and I was bored, and I was like, you know what? What if I read a really bad creepypasta slash fanfic of one of our favorite video game franchises of all time? That's right. I'm going to be reading something about Sonic the Hedgehog. Now don't worry, it's only about half as cringy as you think it's going to be. Anyway, tonight's story is called Suicidal Sonic. Actually, that's the name of the first chapter. The actual story is just called Sonic Creepypasta by MaxDude1995. Author's note. This story is based off of a bunch of creepypastas, and I thought it would be really cool if someone did a story with them and combined it with the Sonic universe. All creepypastas, if they are real, just gonna let that one sink in, belong to their rightful owners in the Sonic franchise, and all respected characters belong to Sega. Now, I just want to preface this before I actually start reading this cringe fest, that I in absolutely no way, shape, or form endorse writing stories like this, ever. I'm also only a friend, or a fan, of Sonic the Hedgehog in jest, really. I played a few of the games, but I never understood why people get so into this series, especially considering it's not character-centric. You know, the plot's pretty bad, but, you know, to each their own. Anyways, on to the meat of the video. Chapter 1. Suicidal Sonic. It was a normal day for worldwide hero Sonic the Hedgehog as he was sitting in his living room watching TV. The 19-year-old Hedgehog, I wonder if that's actually specified somewhere in the games, don't think so, was about to head to his best friend Tails' house to hang out and fix up the Tornado 2, which I'm only going to assume is Tails' like biplane thing. All of a sudden, Sonic's cell phone started ringing. When the hell did he get a cell phone? Oh well, just go with it. Sonic went to go pick it up. Once he got it, he saw the caller ID, so he must have Time Warner Cable, and it was Tails who was calling him. Not wanting to have him answer his voicemail, Sonic went to pick it up and then answered it. "Hello," said Sonic. "Sonic," said Tails over the phone. I think am in trouble." "Trouble?" said Sonic jokingly. "What do you mean you're in trouble? Did you buy drugs?" Yes. It's well known that Tails is a very hard addiction to heroin. Been through rehab 3 times. Not very good. This time Tails was crying. "No, I saw a video and now someone is following me." Sonic then knew what was going on. "Hold on, buddy. I'm coming to help you." As Sonic hung up, Tails shouted, "Hurry, Sonic!" Later at Tails' workshop/house. As Sonic reached his house, he rang the doorbell, but Tails didn't answer. Not wanting to wait, Sonic broke open the door and went inside. I mean, he did ring the doorbell. I was about to say that he should have knocked first, but, you know, I too break down my friends' doors when they don't immediately answer the doorbell. What he saw was horrific. He saw blood everywhere, scratches on the walls, and messages that he felt were disturbing and cryptic. He then heard a murmured cry come from Tails' room. Sonic rushed to his friend's room to see if he was okay. Note, the rest of the scene will contain descriptions of blood and gore too disturbing for young readers. I advise you skip this part if you are 12 years old or younger. I mean, that would mean that the author would have to skip this part, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm really good at this, aren't I? Tails' room. Sonic opened the door, saw a horrific scene. He found Tails dead on the floor with the stomach cut open, guts thrown out, and his blood everywhere on the walls, floor, and ceiling. Sonic got down on his knees. Man, if Sonic's getting down on his knees, I know why this is for 12 plus, man. And started crying at the loss of his friend. He looked up and saw a final message on the ceiling. Sonic couldn't make it out because it was in Russian. Ah, yes, Russian. The language of Satan. He knew little of the language, but all he could make out were the words, sights, and more. Where the heck did Sonic learn to read a few Russian words? And why does he know those? Why does he know those words in particular? Questions for later. 6 months later, what a time skip. At Tails' funeral, everyone he knew was grieving over his death, but the worst was from Sonic. His heart was destroyed by Tails' death. It would follow him throughout his life. Oh, excuse me. Had some pancakes earlier. Also, why did it take 6 months after his death for him to have a funeral? That's quite a long time. Funerals usually happen only like maybe 2 weeks later at the max? Maybe I'm just not intelligent. A week after that. A week after the funeral. Yes, you already stated this. Sonic and his Fritz were discussing theories about how Tails died. Many were passed around, but the number one theory was that Dr. Eggman killed Tails. Everyone agreed with this theory, but there were two things that destroyed it. One was that Eggman didn't know how to speak Russian. Of course. Dr. Eggman doesn't know how to speak Russian, but Sonic knows a couple of Russian words. Consistency. And two was that Sonic later found a videotape the day Tails died. It was labeled suicidemouse.avi. You can't see my face, but there's a palm over it. For those of you who don't know, suicidemouse.avi is another creepypasta. And I guess the author did warn people that he was fusing random creepypastas into a disconjointed story. But basically, it's a video of Mickey Mouse just kind of like walking on loop, and if you watch it, you commit suicide. See, so like Tails cut open his stomach after he watched Mickey Mouse. I mean, to be honest, that's a perfectly normal response to that kind of thing anyway. The video made the tips of Sonic's quills go up. Sonic decided to watch it that night. That's a really good idea, Sonic, to see what was on it. But what he would see would be the last thing he would ever see in his life. Thank God. I mean, we're not even through the first chapter yet, and Sonic's already... I mean, the chapter was called Suicidal Sonic, so it makes sense. But man, I'm glad the author knows that he needs to kill off this character in the first chapter, because I don't think I could take another chapter like this, man. Anyway, at 8 o'clock p.m., and just to recap, I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. So, they do the whole, Tails death theme. Then they skip 6 months to his funeral, then a week, and now it's just 8 p.m., 8 o'clock at the night. Consistency. Anyway, Sonic was alone in his house, and he turned his cell phone off until he finished with the video. He turned on the TV and VCR and placed the tape in it and pressed play. An image that appeared showing famous cartoon character Mickey Mouse walking down a street, sadly, with a piano playing badly in the background. This author and he's really describing suicidemouse.avi, just, lots of description. Sonic thought that this was depressing for a Disney cartoon. Well, I don't even know what to say to that. Anyway, a few minutes pass and the video cuts to black. Sonic's first thought was that this was the entire video. Rational. But then another few minutes pass and the video comes back on. But this time, Sonic could hear murmuring in the background. You mean could hear? Because if he could hear, we're gonna have some problems here, okay? He turned up the volume so that he could hear the murmuring better. Then a high-pitched scream happened that made Sonic, as in house servant, Sonic's house shake. Wow, that must have been a powerful scream. Something with that decibel power should have shattered his eardrums. Sonic then turned down the volume and looked very pale. I think if the scream was shaking your house, I think you'd have more things to worry about than just, being a little scared, okay? I also think you should have probably been thrown to the other side of the room, instead of just turning down the volume, but I can see that, natural law does not apply in the Sonic universe, of course. As the video progressed, Sonic was starting to look sick-looking. Redundant. And his heart was pounding as he saw that Mickey's walking was slowly being distorted and colors were flashing on the screen and Mickey's eyes fell off his face. So, if I'm just watching a Disney cartoon and and God forbid Mickey goes from a brisk walk down the street to a slow trot, dude, that's freaking scary. I'd just turn off the TV right there, man. People walking slow, scariest crap you'll see out there in the real world, guys. Trust me, scary as shit. Really freaking scary. I could see what the author was trying to get across by putting that in the story. The video ended with a picture that is too disturbing for Sonic to describe. You mean too disturbing for you to describe. Its final image was the same Russian text that he saw on Tails sealing the day he died. Yes, Russian. What is it with Russian, like Russian text and bad creepypastas, man? Sonic turned off the VCR and took the tape out. Sonic was breathing heavily. He later found out, off the internet, was that this cartoon was made back in the 30s, and the first guy who saw the whole thing shot himself. Maybe if he spelled made correctly, I could take him seriously. Later that night, so, you know, you'll give an approximate time, 8 o'clock p.m., and then you will just say, later that night. Why don't you just give me, like, you know, be consistent, man. Like, it could have been, like, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 11 o'clock, 9:30, 8:15. Anyway, Sonic was in bed trying to sleep when he was awoken by a noise in his kitchen. Sonic got out of bed and went downstairs. What he saw was just as horrific as what he saw the day Tails died. He saw even more blood everywhere and more messages on the walls. Sonic then heard a murmur of sort in his kitchen. He walked into it and saw nothing except an English version of the ending message of the video. How he knows that this English version is the Russian text translated, I have no idea. It said, "The sights of hell bring its viewers back for more." Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. So if you watch the video and you kill yourself, you're not going to be alive to watch it again. So, kind of defeats the whole point of the video. Anyway, Sonic's heart pounded like crazy as something tapped on his shoulder. He turned around and saw a horrific sight. Just not going to describe it, you know. Maybe it was a leaf, you know, and Sonic was like, "Oh my god, it's a leaf!" I mean, like, if he's scared of some of the other stuff he's been scared of, like Mickey walking slower, then I can imagine that he'd be scared of, like, something like a twig or a leaf kind of falling on his shoulder. Anyway, tangent over. The last thing Sonic ever says is this. The end for now. Well, I love how the author at the end puts, "I accept positive reviews and constructive criticism." So he won't accept negative reviews. No. That's too much. I'd just like to point out that this is one of 5 chapters, and the story was published about 7 years ago, so I'm probably not the first one to get to it. I've just never, you know, never really seen it. It only has 9 favorites and 3 follows, but it has something like, yeah, 52 reviews. And this isn't even the creepypasta, or even the shitpasta wiki. This is fanfiction.net for the meaty stuff. Anyways, that was chapter 1 of Sonic Creepypasta, Suicidal Sonic. Really some high-quality literature here, guys. Anyway, I know I'm just randomly mixing things up, and this video isn't probably very good, and, you know, my narration is just absolutely top-notch, but, you know, I do what I want. And that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later.